Right.
And that's it's what brings me on to the next topic.
Oh, hit me with it.
I mean, trying to understand reality it's cool.
Yeah.
What's cooler is virtual reality.
Virtual reality.
Oh my God, I want to get a little fucking crazy here.
Okay, so I feel like I got a good jump off for you. I was listening to just this morning. I was listening to some Terrence McKenna, and
I'll go listen to him if you haven't.
oh man, I love
Blow
Terrence
your
McKenna,
mind.
man. He's one of
That'll
my
blow your
favorites.
mind.
He's him, Alan Watts, Ram Dass. I always have them on like in the background.
Mm-hmm.
That's my Tinder profile. Alan Watts,
Oh
Ram
my
Dass.
God. just the three of them, just like back to back.
Yeah, and I'll Photoshop
chucking
myself
up
in there.
gang signs like the Vata fucking on your knees.
They're all wearing
or
bling.
shit, yeah.
Alan Watts is wearing a do-rag.
Dude, they got fucking Cholo socks on and the Dickies and then the
Word.
button-up
Yo,
shirt
if I
right
saw
here.
if I went to Zoomies and I saw that shirt available, I would buy it so fast.
Yo, Zoomies make that shirt. I will
Zoomies, somebody make that
make
shirt
a hoodie
for
out of
real.
that. I will be.
Yeah.
I won't
Okay.
fund it because I can't, but
Yeah, but I'll buy one.
I'll
and then
buy
I'll fund
one
it that
for
way
sure.
for $20.
for sure, sponsor me. Just throw it over here.
But so just talking about communication and the way that we communicate, and you know, like we use words. Language is kind of what creates our reality, what creates our culture, what creates, you know, we have our five senses, and then we've learned through hundreds of thousands of years as biological creatures that we can move our mouth and it correlates with being able to like point to things. Like you can say banana, and when you hear when your ear waves vibrate and you understand banana, you know that I'm saying say on the desk there was a banana.
Mm-hmm.
You're connecting with the object that I created with my words. This is a form of communication. And I think if we look at what are the humans doing, we're learning how to communicate to survive, but now we're on this next step of evolution where we're like creating something where I think that we're on the precipice of creating a new form of communication, and I think that it's going to populate itself in the form of virtual reality.
Yeah.
And I think that what we're leaning into is deeper understanding of communication. I think that Facebook and Twitter and just the condensed memified version of our words, of our language, if we really look at what we're doing, we're trying to communicate something much deeper in our psyche, in our body, in our, like, you know, whether you visualize the world in your head in pictures or images or both or some other way, you're trying to communicate what's happening out here with words. And I believe that virtual reality, like augmented reality, the things that we're creating through technology, is going to be another way of painting a picture, showing it to someone, and triggering an emotion within them.
Oh yeah.
Another way of communicating.
Yeah. And
Do you need to reset that? Did it go off?
I don't think it did, but I'll do it anyways because I don't think I set the timer. A lot of people nowadays are posting experiences. Essentially, they're wanting to show the world their life and their experiences and the really cool and neat things that happen. Also, it's a great way to cherish memories and just hold on to life a little bit more clearly than usual. And a big problem nowadays with social media, Facebook, all that stuff, is the fact that there's a comparison between your life and other people's lives. And I think with virtual reality, there's going to be this weird barrier that gets broken, whereas once a sensory system gets integrated into a virtual reality, like a haptic suit or something like that, that's when you're going to start being able to fully experience other people's reality. As far as, like, let's say you have a Facebook post and a Facebook video. You went snowboarding and you put on, for the sake of this, vision or whatever, GoPro on your head, and you're skiing down the Alps or snowboarding down the Alps, and you hit a fucking backflip and a jump and all this stuff. One day you will be able to look at someone's video and it'll say, would you like to experience this?
Yeah.
And you say yes.
Strap in, yes or no?
Strap in, yes or no. Boom, yes. You go in there.
Word.
And all of a sudden you're experiencing someone else's reality in your own life. And I think there might be a new commodity of people who experience for the creation of other people who can experience.
Right.
I think, like, that's like really close, actually. I think that's a lot closer than we anticipate.
I think a lot of this stuff is a lot closer than a lot of people think.
Yeah, because my little brother always talks about it when I get on the phone with him. It's really cool because he has an Oculus, and he's always kind of keeping me up to date on like what's going on with it. And he says there's like a little lobby that's kind of like the Wii Home. You know how like you have your character and you can kind of run around a little bit. Well, there's like the games, obviously in Oculus, that you can go and play, but there's a lobby that you can go, and they have rooms where you can experience people's like designs essentially. But Oculus has allowed the everyday user to create its own rooms. So if you're a coder, you can go into the Oculus program and you can code your own room in reality that everyone who has an Oculus can experience.
Right.
Now, use the power of AI that simultaneously collects all the information and feeds you your absolute best reality, can create a world that suits your favorite reality that you now get to experience. That is so crazy because it's everything you're ever going to want, you know, and it's going to give you everything you need with sensations, with everything. And just, we're in such a stick and stone sort of age with technology that it's like, oh, it's not that bad, you know, I could just unplug and it'll be fine. But I mean, we might not be alive for it, but maybe 100 years from now, it's going to fool you so much that you'll forget you're in reality and you will matrix and go straight into virtual reality and go, holy shit, like I woke up and I'm a bird now and I can fly, and you're flying and you have the sensation of flying, and you fucking shapeshift into a wizard, and then you're just like fighting demons, and then you fucking look to your right and a Ferrari pulls up and you're like, I'm getting in that bitch, and you're driving. Now you're in a race and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Like,
I mean, how many times of that, or how long do you get to do that until regular life starts seeming so boring? Regular life is just going to be this bland, like dry piece of chicken that you got to eat every day. And I think it's going to have interesting repercussions for what humanity does after that. Like we're going to get sucked into that vortex of like, oh, we just need to build more on this virtual reality thing because the human brain wants more and more and more, and the biochemicals are being like
enticed.
Enticed, exactly. Like, I think virtual reality, it's just like I was saying, you know, the silly little blue bird of Twitter. Yes, it's the place where we make jokes, and it's the place where we see memes, and it's the place where we like have young kids talk to each other, but it's also the place where like big decisions are made and big influences are sparked, and it's the place where I can talk to somebody across the world. Like, it's this profound place at the same time. I think that we're going to have video games are going to be the way in, obviously, for virtual reality, but what it's going to do also, along with video games, is change the human consciousness. It's going to spark ways of communication that are completely unfathomable right now. I'm having a tough time with words today.
It's okay. No, it's
should have took my lion's mane,
because we're being sold on essentially like video games. You see how enticing they are, and you'll be sold on video games integrating you into virtual reality. But also now there are I don't know, like the app Netflix. My little brother was saying you can pick a location where you want to watch Netflix as your avatar, and one of them is like at a lodge essentially, and there's a campfire in front of you, and there's a lake in front of that campfire, and you're sitting around it with friends that are other avatars that you can invite in, and they're like sitting right next to you. You can hear them, you can communicate with them. There's a fucking 100-foot floating TV that is floating above the moonlight, that is playing your favorite movie, playing your favorite show, binge watching with your friends. So you're not missing out on this social interaction. You're not just like at home, like thumbing, like, I wish my friends were here, Like, no, now you can interact with them. And once the ability to have your perception of reality gone, the ability to, if you're falling, you feel the effects of falling in a game, and maybe it might need to be a whole like circular suit, thing that freaking simulates movement and things like that. But we'll see. I feel like we'll see it in our lifetime where people just get sucked into that world, and currency is going to be sucked into that world because that is a commodity. That is going to be everything. Like you already see Apple Pay, on your phone, on your watch, on all this stuff. It's like that's a commodity. It's faster. It's more convenient. It's more personal. It's really secure. Now they're going to have this virtual reality where your entire being, all my shit is online. Like all my passwords, all my bank account stuff. Right. It's all integrated online now. So why wouldn't I have it where I have a secure domain inside of a virtual reality with all my belongings and all my things and a way to transport information.
Yeah, like your character in the virtual reality wears a wristwatch that holds and houses all that information.
Yeah.
And so in the virtual reality world, all you got to do is just flash your wristwatch. It's just like sliding your card, your debit card, and it just has all the information.
Your physical avatar is just the...
Oh, yeah.
You don't even need a wristwatch. You're a walking code, essentially. Like you're a genetic makeup is a virtual person.
I mean, it makes you really wonder, like, because it's going to make us question, like, what even this is, just on a much deeper level. Like, because we don't, I think that a lot of us are under the impression that this is all figured out. Like, physical reality, we know what's going on here. It's like, oh, yeah, maybe some people believe in God in that way, but mostly science has it figured out, and here's what we are, and here's what we're doing. And it's like, none of that is like hard T, capital T truth.
Oh, no.
Like it's just the best of our ability, the best of our senses, the best of like our technology has been able to figure out. So, I mean, I think along with all the crazy, awesome, fun, cool, entertaining, like all like being able to like watch your favorite movie over a beautiful lake with your homies right next to you, that's so cool.
That's
but
crazy.
I think that it's gonna make us. There's gonna be a lot of undeniable truths about like what are we, what is going on here, and what are we trying to accomplish? Like why are we just trying to entertain ourselves in this way? What are the like if you are looking down at the earth as an alien and you're like, what are the humans doing down there?
Yeah.
We got to ask ourselves like, shit, man, what are we doing? What are we creating?
Yeah.
Why are we creating it? What's going on? And I think there's gonna be some cool, profound answers to be found.
There's gonna be some shit that goes down. There's obviously. We like to look at the positive, and hopefully everything we're chugging towards is the greater power and the greater good and betterment of humanity. But we run blindly towards the unknown, especially with a power like AI, with a power like an augmented reality where you will not understand. We can't perceive it right now because it doesn't exist, but we won't be able to understand that the speed in which you text your friend information is the speed in which your reality will become. Like you as an avatar experiencing a virtual reality will be as fast to travel from one created augmented planet to another. You will be able to fucking fight demons in hell and then jump, go to heaven and have tea with a British version of Jesus. Like, if you want, you know what I'm saying? Like the Beatles or something, you know what I mean? Like it's infinity. It's literally just like whatever you want. It's a new dimension of dimensions of dimensions of dimensions of dimensions into infinity. It's once you go in, you're going into everything imaginable. Anything imaginable. It's like the Big Bang just got created in AI and virtual reality being paired together. It's an explosion of just whatever can be created. And if you allow AI to do it, it's just going to code every possibility of every outcome of every scenario of every piece of data that's ever been collected.
It's just doing the job it was programmed to do. It's going to keep doing it.
It's just this worked in 1987 where people loved ninjas and fucking Mortal Kombat came out, and now it's a world of Mortal Kombat people that just fucking go get a baguette and then beat the shit out of each other.
So do you think it'll be like like we'll have an experience where we're strapped in, we're sitting in real life, we're sitting in a recliner, we're at like a mall booth, and this is like the future of virtual reality, where it's basically like whatever thought you think, you can just say, yeah, I want to do that, and you're just doing that.
Oh, it'll get
like,
there.
But how will we experience the perception of time within that? I think that's going to be interesting.
That'll be interesting.
I mean,
because time flies when you're playing video games.
well,
dude.
I think that society is doing, not just society, I guess what the humans are doing is increasing time. The humans, like I'm not one of them or something. Those humans down there. No, like time really is speeding up. Like it's such a hard concept to wrap your head around, but the rate at which things happen is experienced by humans. Like if time is something we use to organize our lives, but if we look at how much better let's say my age, like how much better I am at the things that I'm good at than 200 years ago, someone my age. Like the things that I have experienced in my lifetime so far is just, that would be mind blowing to someone 200 years ago. They wouldn't be able to think about like, how have you experienced that many things?
Yeah.
Like that seems like the answers to all my problems.
Yeah.
How quickly do, how I can communicate an emotion. I could, back in the day, I write you a letter and it goes through the post and it takes you a few days and then you read it and then you have a reaction to it. You write me a letter right back. But now I can be feeling a feeling and send it directly to you. I can text it to you and then now you're feeling that feeling. The rate at which we're able to communicate and connect and explore ideas and experience ideas is ever changing. It's ever swift and it's happening faster and faster.
Yeah.
And I think that what we call our reality, our experience of what this is, has a lot to do with time. I think there was something we were talking about on the phone the other day that had to do with this. I think I was talking about the movie Arrival.
Oh yeah. I haven't watched that yet. I really want to watch that.
Yeah, it is pretty profound. I mean, to really start thinking about time, I'm obsessed with time. It always
it's
just,
super fascinating.
It plagues me. I have like my sleeve is a representation of time, and like I don't know exactly what it meant when I got it. I was just like, time is cool and it fascinates me and blah blah. And I have this like obsession with Einstein and like time when it comes to that. I don't know. I always think about it. It's something that's hard to contemplate because you're in it. It's like but I don't know, man. I think that the effects on how we perceive time as humans is going to change when we really step into this virtual reality world.
Yeah. I think we're going to be sold on the same way we're sold on data and speed now, as far as like every phone commercial that you ever see, everything you pay for, essentially, like every service that you have, is speed and efficiency. It's how fast can I get this? New 5G is faster than ever. It's more reliable. It's more wide range. You can get it anywhere. It's fucking now.
Yep.
And humans, this meat sack is too slow. It doesn't get from here to China now. It gets from here to China in about 15 hours. It gets from here to the grocery store too long compared to me texting the grocery store and say, hey, start picking up all my stuff.
Yeah.
Leave it at the front. We're already being sold on the speed. Now you're going to be sold later on, okay, we found a way to harness you as a being, and as like we followed all your trends, we followed everything that you do throughout your day. We know who you are. We can create a simulated version that is you, and now you are the speed. You are data. You are anything you want to be. You can create whatever you want. You can look however you want. You can be wherever you want. You can fucking do whatever you want. In this virtual reality. You will be anything and everything. And you can also communicate with friends and hang out, and it'll feel like reality. You just get to do everything.
Yeah. Well, fucking sign me up, man. It sounds great.
I mean, it's like, well, I kind of want to do everything before. It's like, you want to ski with Sasquatch? Like,
Yeah.
go skiing with Sasquatch.
But
like,
you don't have to hop in the car. You don't have to spend a 2-hour ride. You
No.
don't even have to hop on the lift anymore.
No.
You get to just go. Oh, you want to just teleport to the top of the mountain and snowboard down it?
Oh, yeah.
Like that's what you get. You
There's-
get to cut out all the silly stuff in between.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
Yeah. And there's, I think it was either me and you talking about it or me and Nate talking about it, but talking about eating too much cake, you know, having dessert every meal takes away from the satisfaction of it being dessert. It's eating broccoli and veggies and
Right.
whatever Monday through Friday, and Saturday comes around and you're like, oh shit, I'm about to
Yeah.
splurge on this cake, you know?
No, that really is what it is.
Yeah.
It's we don't realize that the things that we value in life aren't because we can have them at all times. Like I'm craving a piece of chocolate cake. Oh, it sounds so good. You're just daydreaming about it. Like we've all experienced that, like that craving for a delicious piece of cake, whatever it is. That's our favorite thing. And you eat it, and within 4 minutes, you're like, okay, I've had enough. Like you can't just keep eating it for hours and hours and hours and experiencing that same thing. I mean, if you look at yourself 10 minutes after you indulged in that cake, it's the opposite of what you want. You're like, get this taste out of it. I almost want water, another drink, to rinse the taste of chocolate out of my mouth that I was dying to have a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
And that is what our life is about. Like what we do and what interests us and what we're sparked by is things that are fleeting, is things that we can never hold on to.
Yeah.
But it will be interesting when we're able to hold on to these things for as long as we want. Like, is there going to be a virtual reality situation or a game where it's like, we have captured your senses and your taste and your smell and all of that, and so you get to just eat cake for 30 hours and you never get sick of it? Like,
or,
what if
or
you just
full or anything?
Yeah.
Or it's like, maybe that's where the challenges may arise. Like, we've taken away certain things from your avatar, and to get it back, you have to go through these challenges and stuff, and you lose the sensations, and that therefore gives you meaning in, you know, achieving tasks and goals. And it's like, you don't lose satisfaction in doing anything. You're just like constantly finding a way to entertain yourself and to feel something, you know. I don't know. It'll be interesting. It's interesting talking about it. Like, honestly, we could be completely wrong, and
Totally.
it flops, and we just live this finite life of being a human and experiencing the way that we are, which really isn't that bad, dude. It's really, I know it's long sometimes. I know that shit gets boring sometimes. I know it's hard. I know it's frustrating. I know that paying your taxes and fucking dealing with Karens is really annoying, but it makes life fun. It makes life so worth living. And like, somebody asked me the other day, they were like, when's the last time you cried tears of joy? And I mean, I could ask that to a lot of people, and like a lot of people probably couldn't remember the last time they did. And that's something that I feel like everyone should kind of be striving for. Is like, give yourself meaning, give yourself purpose, give yourself a reason to wake up, and realize that reason takes a really long time to fulfill. And that is so much, that's inspiring. That's like, I have something to work for. I have something to wake up for. Because 2 years from now, I'm going to feel the shit that I'm feeling now. I'm going to realize that every day waking up, running 4 miles and continuously growing that pace and that amount of time that I'm running, I can run a marathon. And once I cross that finish line of that marathon, I've just fucking successfully completed the gauntlet. You know, I've went through shit to try and get to this point right here. That is meaning. That feels good.
Right.
That feels good. And we don't feel that enough.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it kind of just reminds me of that phrase of like, choose your pains, or choose your like you either you either choose regret or the pain of enduring the things that you want to do. Like, so it's like, oh, I want to be a DJ. Well, I know damn well it's going to take a few years of studying. It's going to take me learning how to use a computer. It's going to take me learning all this music. I'm going to have to learn how to beat match, all these things that go into it. So you either choose that, or you choose the regret of that feeling of like, man, I wanted to be a DJ for the last 7 years, but I just didn't believe in myself. And so I never once even picked up a pair of headphones. So, and you feel that regret, you choose that pain later in life, or you choose the pain of like picking up a damn machete and wearing some shorts through some sticker bushes and taking a walk, you know?
Yeah.
Like, You just got to grunt through it, but it's going to happen.
I'm telling you, those sticker bushes don't hurt as bad after your legs are all just torn up. You're like, I'm so used to this.
I have a goal. I have a thing I have a thing that I'm marching towards, man. I'm blazing a trail here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not focusing on, like, the sticker bushes aren't everything in life.
No.
They're not the only things. Like, the thorns in my side aren't the only thing that's going on. It's just, that's just what happens when you start blazing your own trail towards the things that you want to do.
I mean, if you see like a set of bananas hanging in a tree and there's sticker bushes in front of you, and that's the only way to get to this banana, you walk through those sticker bushes, but realistically you're looking up like, is a monkey gonna come and take that banana? Like, fuck, that hurt, but I really want those bananas. You know what I mean? Like, you could see the goal right there. You can see it. It's gonna take some shit to get through. It's really going to take some hard work, some effort, some pain, some suffering, all that stuff to get through to it. But you're going to get that banana, I promise you. Like, as long as you continuously believe in yourself and chug through. And like I said, you'll get to a point where there's a super defining moment in your life. Mine came when I was working in the restaurant at the beginning of this year. And, I'm making really good money as far as like working in a restaurant. I know what kind of money I could be making in video and photo. And I know that that's not something I want to do. And I'm picking up in photo and video. I'm believing in myself more. And just one thought, like, this can't be my life. This can't be it. This isn't it. I choose for it not to be. And I believe in myself so much that this won't be my reality. I'm choosing for it not to be. And so I walked into the manager's office, looked him in the eyes, like I knocked on the door, looked him in the eyes. He didn't even say anything. It was crazy. He was just like, I didn't even say anything. Sorry. He looked in my eyes and said, "You're putting in your 2 weeks, aren't you?" And I said, "Yeah." I was like, I'm gone. I can't do this anymore. He's like, "I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming soon. Yeah. I've been feeling it, but I'm proud of you and like for actually going for it. We're going to miss you, but go out and do your thing." And I was like, oh man, it's the scariest feeling in the world, but also it's like, I mean, I've had negative money in my bank account. I've had all the worst things happen to me as far as like mental instability. Like, I mean, losing people in my life, moving away from home, starting a new life, all the things all happening at once. And when you choose to take control of your life is realistically when everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be okay. And you got to realize that. Like, you have complete control. If something's not working, you got to fix it. You got to recognize that you got to fix it. Mm-hmm. And if it is working, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
If it's broken, you better fix that shit because it's not working. Fuck, it wasn't recording.